Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the next topic of the Advanced Financial Accounting 2 with me, Indah. So we're going to move to the next topic. It will be about additional consolidation reporting issue. Right, so as you can see, there's illustration here. So this is actually about the advanced consolidation issue at the Google. So if you have the time to read, so I'm just going to give the briefly explanation about this one. So this is about Larry Page and Sergey Brin founded Google. So they are the doctoral students at Stanford University. So in the beginning, the Google, have become one of the internet search engine, right? So this is the very best known. And Google also have some product like Google Chrome, Google Earth, and anything like that. And, over the decades, so between 2001 and 2012, Google have been involved in around 116 separate acquisitions. Right, so it's in Semantic, YouTube, and Motorola. So because there is a rapid growth in here, so Google went from a small startup company with simple accounting to a global company that really needs a complex accounting in just a few years, right? So in the prior chapters, we've been discussed about how to prepare the consolidated income statement, statement of fixed earning, and balance sheet. And Google also prepares a consolidated statement of the cash flow, right? So in this chapter, we're going to have a look at any additional issue that has been related to the consolidated financial statement. So there are four. First one is consolidated the statement of the cash flow itself. The second one is consolidation of following an interim acquisition, and consolidation tax consideration, and consolidated earning per share. Ya, jadi nanti akan kita bahas laporan arus konsolidasian, kemudian konsolidasi setelah akuisisi dari interim, ya, kemudian ada penghitungan pajak konsolidasi juga nanti, begitu juga dengan selanjutnya ada laba per saham konsolidasi. Right, so this is a learning objective of this chapter. This meeting, we're just going to discuss the first two learning objective, okay? Right, so as the consolidated entities, the company have to present a statement of the cash flow when they want to issue the complete set of the financial statement, right? So actually the consolidated statement of cash flow is a bit similar to the statement of cash flow that has been, prepared by the company. So now let's have a look how to prepare the consolidated cash flow statement. So just for the illustration, so the consolidated cash flow or statement of the cash flow is actually prepared after the consolidated income statement, written earnings statement, and balance sheet. Right, so, so rather than being included in the three-part consolidation worksheet, so the consolidation cash flow statement is prepared from the information in the other three consolidated statement. Jadi katanya laporan arus kas yang tidak dimasukkan dalam laporan kertas kerja 3 bagian, tapi dia disusun dengan menggunakan informasi yang ada dalam ketiga laporan tersebut. Gitu ya. So when there is an indirect approach that is used for preparing the statement, right? So with consolidated net income as the starting point, so consolidated net income must be adjusted for all items that affect consolidated net income and the cash of consolidated entity differently. Jadi kalau misalnya menggunakan pendekatan yang tidak langsung dalam penyusunan laporan arus kas, ya dengan laba bersih sebagai titik awalnya kan di sini, maka laba bersih konsolidasinya itu harus disesuaikan dengan semua pos-pos yang mempengaruhi laba bersih konsolidasinya. Oke. Nah, jadi sama seperti yang sebelumnya ya kita udah bahas juga about consolidated financial statement. So the all transfers between affiliates should be eliminated in preparing consolidated statement of the cash flow. Okay. Walaupun di sini katanya ada pembayaran dividen begitu kan, itu juga harus tidak dimasukkan ke dalam statement of cash flow. Begitu juga dengan keuntungan yang belum direalisasi dari transfer antar perusahaan itu dieliminasi dalam penyusunan laporan posisi keuangan kan. Nah itu nggak perlu lagi kalau misalnya perlu dicatat dalam penyusunan laporan arus kas. Nanti teman-teman silahkan pahami yang bagian di sini ya. Nah, if there is non-controlling interest, jadi jika kalau misalnya ada non-controlling interest, dibilangkan, nah, laba yang nanti dialokasikan ke si non-controlling interest ini diberlakukan sebagai penyesuaian untuk apa? Untuk memperoleh jumlah kas yang dihasilkan dari sebuah aktivitas operasi, gitu. Ya. Kemudian nanti laba yang dialokasikan itu akan dikurangi juga dengan penghitungan laba bersih konsolidasinya. I think we better just have a look directly into the illustration here, so you guys have, can have the idea about what it is, right? Okay, so this is the example of the preparation of the consolidated cash flow statement. So Peerless Product purchased 80% of special common stock for $66,000 above the value. At the acquisition date, the non-controlling interest has the fair value of this amount. So there is a differential, right? So there is a total differential around 82,500. And of the 82,500 total differential, so 10,000 is assigned to land, 60,000 to equipment with the 10-year remaining life, 12,500 to the goodwill. So the management will be determined the goodwill is impaired and write it down by 3,125 at the end of 20x1. So the value of the goodwill remains constant after that. And during second year, the Peerless paid dividend 60,000, Special report net income pay dividend also, and the Peerless then sell the land that had been purchased to non-affiliated. All right. Special purchase additional equipment from unrelated company. Okay. So let's have a look at this one. This is the consolidated balance sheet information. Okay, so this one. Cash accounts receivable. So this is the first one, the second one. And this is the consolidated income statement for the second year. Right. So this has been actually, present. So there is a worksheet here that present the statement of the cash flow, the consolidated statement of cash flow. Okay. So probably if you have a look, there is no different with with the consolidated company and the single corporate entity, right? So this is actually the important worksheet entry, right? So this consolidated statement of cash flow is actually prepared from the bottom portion of the worksheet itself. Okay. so let's have a look at this one by one. So based on this illustration, has been mentioned that there is an increase in cash balance around 7,000, right? So this amount, we got the balance in this amount. So the item trying to, make it to company have to do some adjustment from that first one. Okay, and after that, the total, we can just make statement of cash flow from this part. Okay, now let's have a look at this one. So this is actually the given information about the consolidated balance sheet for the first year and the second year. And the next one is consolidated income statement for the second year. Right, so this is actually the information that we use to make the consolidated statement of the cash flow. All right, so first one, we know all of the item here. We know the balance here that we got from previous information, right? So based on this one, we can see that which account that has a difference between the first year and the second year, right? So which one is still the same? So in here, we can see that goodwill stay, right? So I mean, the amount is never changed. It didn't change. So this one didn't change. It was next one. It also happened to this part. Also didn't change. And after that, let's have a look back to this one. So you know that there is a difference between the first year and the second year, right? So first thing we have to do is have a look at this one. So for example, cash 269,000, and then the balance in the second year is 276,000. So it means there is increase in cash around 7,000. So we recorded on the debit $7,000. The second one is accounts receivable. Accounts receivable is also increasing in accounts receivable. So we marked this one here. And I'm pretty sure that everyone have been known, right, about the statement of the cash flow. So if you don't understand, so please read your book related to this one, okay? Because this is very relating information actually. So instead of the cash flow, we will familiar with this one: cash flow from operating activities, cash flow from investing activities, and third one is cash flow from financing activities. So for example, for this amount, for the 7,000 actually, there is an increase in cash. So that was will be a part of this one. So there's increase in cash around 7,000, right? And the next one is accounts receivable. So account receivable increasing. So probably what we come from the operating activities, right? So we recorded to the increase in accounts receivable around 105. And also goes to the inventory, 95,000 increasing, correct? So we're recording increase in inventory, 95,000. The next one is a land. A land, what we have, there is a decreasing balance in the land. So starting from 225 and the first year and the second year is 185,000. So we make the credit for 40,000, right? 30,000 rupiah for the land. Okay, so this is actually the sale of the land. So yeah, this is actually the sale of the land. The amount is actually related to So look at here. So 70 is actually from 40 times 30. So this is the gain of sale of land is actually 30,000. Right, so when sell of land around 70,000, but the gain is actually 30,000. Yeah, so this is the one that we're going to make in the cash flow statement. Next one is building and equipment. Building equipment, we're going to put it on investing activities, right? So when company want to acquire or the equipment around $100,000. And the next one is accumulated depreciation. So it's related to depreciation expense, right? So we move it to the debit. And also account payable around 30,000. So it would be this one increase in account payable, right? Okay, so weighted earning 60,000. So the next one also for the non-controlling of interest in an asset. So based on this one, see, you can see this is the amount in here, right? So for the consolidated net income, the total is around 2,229. So that was actually the calculation of this amount, 215 and 30,800. So it will become 229,000. Okay. So this is kind of the illustration here. So there is a special dividend to non-controlling interest is around 40,000 times 0.20. So and also I is actually consolidated income. Right. Okay, so I think sorry, the next one is this is the one that we've been discussed before, right? So the next one, we're going to have a look the direct method. So the direct method of the consolidated cash flow statement. So okay. So actually, although nearly all major companies use the indirect method of presenting cash flow statement, some critic has been review. Jadi ada juga semacam apa ya, kritik gitu ya, bahwa metode langsung lebih jelas dan lebih berguna gitu. Jadi lembaga yang berwenang itu dia umumnya menyatakan preferensi untuk metode langsung walaupun tidak ini dia haruskan penggunaannya. Jadi itu diatur dalam PSAK nomor 2 revisi 2009 tentang laporan arus kas. Jadi suatu entitas itu dia bisa menunjukkan laporan arus kasnya menggunakan metode langsung dan tidak langsung. Oke, tapi sebenarnya disarankan yang metode langsung ini gitu kan, karena lebih jelas begitu ketika memprediksi. Ya, ini adalah metode langsung. Kita lihat ya. Jadi pertama cash flow from operating activities. Don't forget cash flow from investing, cash flow from financing activities. So last one, we're going to make the net increase in cash. Okay. So, all right. So based on this one, we know that the consolidated income is around 229,000. Right. So there is gain on sale around 50,000. So this is 76 is around accumulated depreciation, right? So depreciation charge for the second year. And so you have to know that what is the changes in operating asset and liability. Okay, so you record it. And we got the net cash provided by operating activities. And the second one is investing activities. So when there is acquisition of the equipment and a sale of the land. And the last next one is from financing activities. So dividend paid to parent company around 60, and also for non-controlling interest around 8,000. So based on this calculation, we know that there is a net increase in cash around 7,000, right? So we know from this illustration, right? So we know that the beginning year cash of 69,000, sorry. So the end of the year is 276,000. Okay. So, all right. Okay, so this is just illustration till this point for part 1 of the chapter 10. Thank you for watching. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.